East London was one of 65 people taken to hospital after falling 10 foot through the floor of a flat above a disused shop. Details in 5 minutes. Steely Dan on Mad FM. Mike Knight follows the news from myself, Jerry. Have yourselves a very, very good week, won't you? And I'll see you next Saturday at 12 midday.
Two. southwest London.
It's 3 o'clock. This is Des Fahy. Master art faker Tom Keating has died at the age of 66. The former Cockney house painter gained notoriety 7 years ago when he was accused of defrauding dealers with his uncanny imitations of old masters. His trial was halted and charges subsequently dropped because of his ill health. He had a history of heart and chest problems. Ironically, original Keatings later became collector's items. Joanna Cross reports on the death of the man who fooled the art world.
Keating was born in a slum with little education, but he had a talent for drawing and started off as a house painter. After a nervous breakdown, he was unable to get work painting houses and turned in desperation to commercial art. Keating was at the center of a sensational art trial 7 years ago when he was accused of trying to forge works by the great masters. His imitations included the work of the 19th century English watercolorist Samuel Palmer.
I admitted to doing it because I was amazed that the world could be deceived by such a bad painting. My fakes actually are very bad fakes.
Keating then went from the Old Bailey to become a bona fide artist in his own right.
The Young Conservatives have overwhelmingly dismissed a call for the government to legalise cannabis. At their conference in Blackpool, they rejected a proposal to make the drug legally available for personal use. Delegate Martin Boxall of East Berkshire, who put the motion, was greeted with boos and hisses. Mike Rowbottom reports.
The existence of the motion on the agenda had already caused a deal of embarrassment to the Young Conservatives, and there was a lot of feeling in Blackpool against it. It was proposed by East Berkshire delegate Martin Boxall, who was received with mostly tolerance, but a few jeers as well.
It can be stated without fact, cannabis is not addictive, and even the chronically heavy use of cannabis is less harmful than tobacco and considerably less harmful than alcohol.
The motion to legalise the possession and consumption of cannabis for personal use was overwhelmingly defeated by a 3-1 majority. Mike Rowbottom, IRN, with the Young Conservatives in Blackpool.
Plymouth police are investigating claims by a group of schoolgirls that they were raped on board a ferry returning from a school trip to France. Sally Chidsroy reports.
Few details have been released at this stage, but a number of schoolgirls from a Plymouth Comprehensive are alleging that they were sexually assaulted by a group of men. The incidents believed to have taken place in cabins on board the Brittany ferry Quiberon, while the 14-year-old girls were returning from a weekend shopping trip in Brittany. Detectives prevented around 400 passengers from leaving the ferry after it docked in the city. They were allowed to disembark 3 hours later when inquiries were completed. Police say a number of men and schoolgirls are now being questioned. Sally Chidzoy, IRN, Plymouth.
37 people have been charged with public order offences after a night of fighting in the streets of Worcester. Trouble flared when a party of Leeds United football supporters stopped off on their way home from an away game in Cardiff. Independent Radio News, it's 3 minutes past 3.
Number 7 in the charts in 1968 for the Turtles and Eleanor, and they went on to become the mothers of invention. What a waste. Welcome along to Supergirl Sunday. 3 hours of pure nostalgia on Radio Jackie.
Music Radio, Radio Jackie.
I flopped down in my easy chair and turned on channel 2. A bad gunslinger called Salty Sam with a chasing post we slew. He trapped her in the old sawmill and said with an evil laugh,
"If you don't give me the key to your ranch, I'll saw you all in half."
and then he grabbed her, and then he tied her up, and then he turned on the buzzsaw, and then along came John, talking John, slow walking John,
Slow talking John.
along came lonely leggy John. Commercial came on, so I got up to get myself a snack. You should have seen what was going on by the time that I got back. Down in the old abandoned mine, Sweet Sue was a having fits. That villain said,
"Give me the deed to your ranch, I'll blow you all to bits."
and then he grabbed her, and then he tied her up, and then he lit the fuse to the dynamite. And then along came John. Talking John. Slow walking John.
So talking Joe.
Along came lonely Hanky Joe. I got so bugged I turned it off and turned on another show. But there was the same old shoot 'em up and the same old rodeo. Salty Sam was trying to stuff Sweet Sue in a burlap sack. He said,
If you don't give me the deed to your ranch, I'm gonna throw you on the railroad track.
and then he grabbed her, and then he tied her up, and then he threw her on the railroad track, and then that train started coming, and then along came John.
Oh, just in the nick of time there. The Coasters. 1958 Super Gold here on Radio Jackie at 8.5 minutes now after 3 o'clock, and along came Jones. Welcome along to the programme. Right, the Banstead Hospital Radio are holding us in Valentine's Charity Disco next Saturday. That's the 18th of February. It all takes place at the Civic Offices Social Club in St Nicholas Way, Sutton. Admission by ticket only, costing £1.75 in advance. If you want to buy your tickets, you can get them at the Record Shop, which is in West Street, Sutton, just by the arcade, or from Diamond Jewel Records at 75 Stoneleigh Broadway in Stoneleigh.
There ain't no good arguing, True love takes a whole lot of trying, Baby, I'm crying,
Baby, I'm crying.
baby, let's hang on to what we got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on to what we got. Hang on to what we got. Better hang on to what we got. You say you're gonna go and call it quits, gonna chuck it all and break our love to bits. I wish you never said it. No, we'll both regret it. That little triple diamond on your hand ain't a fortune, baby, but you know that. I love you tight, we just can't leave behind it, baby. Hang on to what we got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on to what we got. Hang on to what we got. Hang on to what we got. There isn't anything I wouldn't do. I'd pay any price to get good with you. Your arms, I need to hold me. Your heart, oh girl, I told you, baby. Let's hang on to what we got. Don't let go, girl, we got a lot of love between us. Hang on to what we got. Hang on to what we got.
Well, the song that was, of course, a big hit for the Four Seasons. That's Johnny Johnson and the Bandwagon there, and that's their version of Let's Hang On to What We've Got. Right, it's good news for rail travellers on Southern Region this afternoon. Normally we've got lots and lots of engineering work on a Sunday, but only 3 lines out of action in southwest London this afternoon. Same 3 as last week, in fact. Denmark Hill, Herne Hill and Beckenham Junction. No trains there at all today. The same applies to the line between Lewisham and Greenwich, and also between Purley, Caterham and Reedham. There'll be no trains there until 6:20 this evening. Buses will be replacing trains on those sections of line. You know the problem.
There's no one there to answer the call. It could be a lost business order, an important date you're going to miss, a family crisis, a problem which is simply solved by the installation of a superb Panasonic answering machine with remote control from Midnight Telecom on 397-2222. There's the facility to ring up and collect your messages from anywhere in the world. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? And what's more, you can contact Midnight Telecom for advice and orders right up until midnight, 7 days a week. Midnight Telecom, 161 Roxley Lane, West Ewell, just off the A3 at Tolworth. Phone 397-2222. They'll show you ways of staying in business without staying at business. Midnight Telecom, 397-2222.
Now open, South London's newest and most complete sailboarding shop and service centre. Blue Chip Sailboards. Call in at 527 London Road, North Cheam, and watch videos of Britain's newest and most exciting water sport. On sale, finest quality sailboards, wetsuits and all accessories. In fact, everything for the beginner up to the most experienced sailboarder. Opening offers include whaler sailboards at £299 and wetsuits from only £18. Every Radio Jack in this advertisement receives a free printed t-shirt with every purchase. There are full repair services too, available on the premises at Blue Chip Sailboards, 527 London Road, North Cheam, or call 01 330 6968.
Radio Jackie with Michael Knight.
The mother pajama rolled out of bed and she ran to the police station. When the papa found out, he began to shout and he started the investigation. It's against the law. It was against the law. But what the mama saw was against the law. The mama looked down and spit on the ground every time my name gets mentioned. The papa said, boy, if I get that girl, I'm gonna stick her in a house of detention.
All of my life I've been waiting, tonight there'll be no hesitating, no boy. Oh boy, when you're with me, oh boy. Oh boy, the world can see that you are what I meant for me. Stars appear and the shadows are falling. You can hear my heart calling. A little bit of loving makes everything right. I'm gonna see my baby tonight. All of my love, all of my kissing. You don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. Oh boy, when you're with me, oh boy. Oh boy, the world can see that you are what I meant for me.
Well, taking us back to the charts of 1957 when the Crickets made number 3 with that one, and a song called Oh Boy. 19 after 3 now. You're with Michael Knight on Supergirl Sunday here on Radio Jackie 227, 24 hours a day. Right, going back a little further into time now, always like to squeeze in at least one track by one of my favourite singers from the 50s, the late Alma Cogan. 1954 now saw this one at number 6 in the charts.
I can't tell a waltz from a tango. I never know what my feet are gonna do. Oh, I can't tell a waltz from a tango. Darling, when I dance with you, the music sounds inviting, dear. And you are so exciting, dear. But every time you hold me near, I seem to lose my sense of rhythm when your cheek is next to mine. I can't tell a waltz from a tango. I never know what my feet are gonna do. Oh, I can't tell a waltz from a tango. Darling, when I dance with you, if this is love, it's new to me. Oh, won't you give some clue to me? I don't know what you do to me. I seem to lose my sense of rhythm when your cheek is next to mine. I can't tell a waltz from a tango. I never know what my feet are gonna do. No, I can't tell a waltz from a tango. Darling, when I dance with you. I know the dance step that's old and new. I've even won a prize or two. But when I steal a kiss from you, I seem to lose my sense of rhythm when your cheek is next to mine. I can't tell a waltz from a tango. I never know what my feet are gonna do. Oh, I can't tell a waltz from a tango. Darling, when I dance with you. Darling, when I dance with you. Darling, when I dance with you.
Brings the memories back, doesn't it? 1954 there for Alma Cogan, and She Can't Tell a Waltz from a Tango. Right, problems on the roads in southwest London. The traffic lights are out at Merton Road, junction with Kingston Road in South Wimbledon, so avoid that. And if you're travelling down the A40M this afternoon, eastbound, it's down to one lane only between White City and the Paddington Slip Road, so take extra care there as well, won't you?
227 Radio Jackie.
Slowing down a little now with Nat King Cole.
Seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. The moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you.
Great hearing that one again. 1957, the late Nat King Cole, and When I Fall in Love. Had a nice letter from Anne of Jessica Road in Wandsworth during the week. Dear Michael Knight, I thought that I must write and say how much I enjoy your slot on Sundays. Mind you, it would be even better with more oldies, e.g. 50s to early 60s. Well, thanks for your letter, Anne. I shall be replying to you at length during the week when my typewriter gets around to getting repaired. We try and squeeze in quite a lot of oldies from the late 50s and early 60s, but the years we concentrate on are from about 1952 to 1969 on the programme, so we've got to get a fair mix in. Right, Anne, thanks for writing. If you would like to write to us, very simple address, Radio Jackie, Morden in Surrey. Just address your letters to Radio Jackie, Morden in Surrey.
Dexys, the best under 18s disco around, comes to Sutton in Surrey tonight, Sunday, the 12th of February. At Sutton Adult School, Ben Hill Avenue, Sutton, join Al Matthews and me, Steve Jolly, plus special guests direct from the Junior Best Disco in town, The Questions, for our Valentine's Disco. The doors open at 7:30 and admission is just £1.30. So don't miss Dexys at Sutton Adult School, Ben Hill Avenue, Sutton, tonight and every Sunday.
You don't need to visit the West Coast to get a tan. Just pop into the Sunbed Centre at 43 Station Road, Belmont. It's only £3 a session and the Sunbed Centre's open from 9:30 to 4:30 Monday to Saturday. Get your tan before you go on holiday or buy a sunbed. There's a wide range including facial units and foldaways. They're all guaranteed and credit terms are available. Call the Sunbed Centre on 01642 1965. We promise you won't get a better tan in a month of Sundays. Call 01642 1965 now.
Mike Knights. When you pass me by, you didn't look my way. But one thing I know, our love is here to stay. And you still want me, and you still want me. You wanted the sky, but I couldn't reach so high. I gave you my love, but you found some other guy. And you still want me, and you still want me. I know, because the smile that's on your lips is for me. They were meant for me to kiss, and you were meant to love me, darling. I'll be around when other guys are gone. I'll tell you once more, I still love you so. And you still want me, and you still want me. I know, because the smile that's on your lips is for me. They were meant for me to kiss, and you were meant to love me, darling. I'll be around when other guys are gone. I'll tell you once more, I still love you so. And you still want me, and you still want me, and you still want me.
Well, very early recording from the Kinks there, 1964. If you got yourself a good copy of that record, probably worth about 60, 70, maybe £80. Can't imagine how a record like that could be worth quite so much. I don't even like it. 1964 there for the Kinks, and You Still Want Me. Right, here's one that's worth a pretty penny as well. Christmas record, actually. Christmas being over about 6 or 7 weeks, but only just got it, so you're going to get it now instead of waiting until next year. This was Brenda Lee's first single, recorded when she was just 9 years old.
I'm gonna lasso Santa Claus, and I know just why, because I'm gonna pull on his beard, pull and see if it's real.
Oh, we love the pirate station. We love the
60s in 1966 to coincide with the government's Marine Offences Bill, which was to abolish the offshore pirate radio stations. Stations like Radio London, Radio Caroline, Swinging, Radio England, Radio 390, Radio City. Brings back some good memories, that one does. And a record that might have some relevance in 1984. The Roaring 60s and We Love the Pirates.
Radio Jackie, more hits!
From the mid-60s. Manfred Mann there, 1966, saw them in the charts with that one, and Pretty Flamingo. Right, here's some disturbing news now. Trading standards officers are currently scouring local shops for rubbers which they fear could kill children. The rubbers have been banned following government legislation. They look and smell like sweets, and many of them are wrapped up in sweet paper as well. Very, very dangerous, that is. The rubbers are imported from the Far East and cost from 10p to 25p. If you see any in the shops, please call the Trading Standards Office on this telephone number, 549-1261. That's the Trading Standards Office on 549-1261. You're listening to Radio Jackie, 13 minutes now after 4 o'clock. Michael Knight with you with Super Gold Sunday until 6 until 9 tonight. It's Jeff Austin, and between 9 and 12, your weekly soul program, The Remix with Les Adams, all here on 227.
3, 2, 3, 4.
Streatham Squash offers a lot more than a game of squash. With a coffee shop, bars, a restaurant with an a la carte or snack menu, a sauna, dance and exercise classes, and a supervised crash, Streatham Squash in Ockley Road, Streatham is your centre for all-round family entertainment. But if squash is your game, then Streatham Squash offers you 9 of the most modern championship courts in Britain. Call into Streatham Squash today. We're in Ockley Road behind Walworths in Streatham High Road. For more details, ring 769-2903 now. That's 769-2903 for Streatham Squash.
Open daily from 8:30 in the morning till 11 at night.
Do you pay tax? If you don't want to, telephone 01 94 94 395. 01 94 94 395.
Mike Knights.
There's a man in New Orleans, he's a rock and roller, he's a guitar man with a great big soul. He lays down a beat like a ton of coal. He goes by the name of King Creole. You know he's gone, jumping like catfish on a pole. Yeah, you know he's gone, and a hip-shaking King Creole. King Creole. When the king starts to do it, it's as good as done. He holds his guitar like a Tommy gun. He starts to growl down in his throat. He bends a string and that sauce you roast, you know he's gone, jumping like a catfish on the pole. You know he's gone, let a hip-shaking King Creole. He sings a song about a crawdad hole. He sings a song about a jelly roll. He sings a song about a pork and greens. He sings some blues about New Orleans. You know he's gone, 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 jumping like a cat. Yeah, you know he's gone, 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 like a chicken King Creole. Something evil, then he plays something sweet. No matter how he plays, you gotta get him on your feet. When he gets a rockin' fever, baby, heaven sinks. He don't stop playing till his guitar breaks. You know he's gone, 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 jumping like a catfish on the pole. Yeah, you know he's gone, 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 out of that chicken King Creole. Yeah, you know he's gone, 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 chicken King Creole.
Well, title song from the film King Creole. 1958 saw Elvis Presley at number 2 in the charts with that one, and King Creole. 16 minutes now after 4 o'clock, and slowing down a little now, a Paul Anka song, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. 1963, Nancy Sinatra sang it.
Across the dance floor, not going home and laughing in your way. So won't you remember who was sweet? Secretly through your head and not through your mouth. I dream to sleep, I sleep to dream, I dream to sleep, I sleep to dream. I dream to sleep, I sleep to dream, I dream to sleep, I sleep to dream, I dream to sleep, I sleep to
Like that one, actually. Never heard of the band before, but the band are called H2O, and the single, of course, I Dream to Sleep. Thought you might have gathered that one. 1:22, good afternoon. Sorry, 2:22. Good grief. Richard Jackson, Radio Jackie, keeping you in company with good music between now and 3 o'clock this afternoon. A record that we played last week, and I think it's going to do amazingly well. It's a new one from Heaven 17.
I've never been closer. I tried to understand that certain feeling carved by another's hand. Oh, but it's too late to hesitate. We can't keep on living like this. Leave your track. Don't look back. Temptation. Temptation. Temptation.
Wonder when that one's going to chart in southwest London. We're very interested to know about that. Playing some of the new releases, plus a look at the UK chart, the American chart, the Euro Parade, and a lot more on Radio Jackie between now and 3.
Memphis Sound and Vision, 1338 London Road, Norbury. Import 12-inch from $429, albums at $675, UK 12-inch at $229. Over 1,000 Super Gold, always in stock. Special priced albums from 99 pence with reductions on some chart albums too. Late night opening, Thursdays till 8, Fridays till 7, Sundays 11 till 3. Memphis Sound and Vision are at 1338 London Road, Norbury. Telephone 679-3677. Mention Radio Jackie and get a 10% discount at Memphis Sound and Vision.
Radio Jackie, the sound of Southwest London. One fine day while I'm away, there'll be a message by the phone, so we know just what to say when heaven calls to ask you home. Heaven says, let me tell you again, just play it safe and you can see your name go down in history. All it takes is just one call, then you won't feel so small. Just heaven says, let me tell you again. An invitation to all but one to come and hear the things you've done. Wait around until they say it's all okay on Judgment Day. Go ahead and say, let me tell you again. Maybe I'll get there just in time and be prepared for what I find. If you're good, then it's okay. I'll stick around, there'll be a way. Heaven says, oh no, not again. Soon, it won't be long, you'll climb up high into the sky. But I don't know for just how long you'll stay up there. My, oh my, do it, let me tell you again. Play it safe, I hope you see your name go down in history. All it took was just one call, now you won't feel so small. Do it, let me tell you again. See you up there flying high, you disappear into the sky. Watch the angels gather round, then you fall down to the ground. And so the gates were closed to you, when all the time I think I knew. Never mind, maybe they'll send an invitation to try again. Heaven says, I will send.
Firstly, Heaven 17 and Temptation, and there we are. Paul Haig and Heaven Sent with Heaven in Mind. Let's have a look at the American top 10 records. Number 10, She Blinded Me, Thomas Dolby. 9, Let's Dance, Dave Bowie. 8, Separate Ways, Journey. 7, One on One, Daryl Hall, John Oates. 6, Der Kommissar, After the Fire. 5, Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. 4, Jeopardy, Greg Kahn Band. 3, Mr. Roberto Sticks. 2, Beat It, Michael Jackson. Number 1 in America, Dexys Midnight Runners, Come On I Eileen, but we're not going to have that. We are going to play the number 22 sound in America. Change Your Heart, Tom Petty, fairly new single here in the UK. 2:30, Radio Jackie. Tom Petty, always big in America, charts down 22 over there with Change of Heart. A couple of other interesting tracks that are over in the States. So if we look right down the bottom end at number 87, The Devil Made Me Do It from a band called Golden Earring, who just had a single over here with Twilight Zone. Number 85, Do You Want to Hold Me from Bow Wow Wow, if you know that one. And Kajagoogoo, Too Shy, is number 61 in America. A new release over here, we've been playing it on Jackie quite a bit. This one from New Edition, Candy Girl. ABC.
My girl's like candy, a candy queen. See how good I up off my feet. She's so fine, after me. I know this girl is just for me. Candy girl, your world. Your love so sweet, your face so sweet. Candy girl, all I want to say, when you're with me, you brighten up my day. But I'm with you. You make me feel so good. You wake up the way you walk and the way you talk. You always feel so good. You looks so sweet, she makes my heart just skip a beat. My girl's the best, and that's no lie. She tells me that I'm her only guy. That might be true, but my girl's the good. She don't play around, she's right to the point. My girl's like candy, a candy cream. She knocks me high up off my feet. Oh, candy. She looks so sweet.
Makes you wonder if they had re-released Michael Jackson's ABC, would it have got into the charts? That's what I want to know. New edition, Candy Girl. I think that's going to be an absolute monster here in the UK. Also taking off in the States as well. Be driving, take great care, won't you? Be giving you some road conditions in a few minutes' time. If you'd like to have a dedication in Jerry's programme, Jerry James, between 3 and 5 this afternoon, give Douglas a ring, 330-5510, 330-5510. There to take down your dedications. We'll be saying hello to one or two people as well in around about 5 minutes.
If you're the owner of a Video 2000 machine and you find it hard to obtain pre-recorded films, then look no further. Bishop's Video Club, adjacent to St Helier Station, offer a home delivery and collection service of all the latest titles from only £2 a week. For more information, ring Bishop's Video Club now on 789-2471. The lines are open 7 days a week, so ring Bishop's Video Club now on 789-2471 for films on the V2000 format.
Radio Jackie. The station that fits snugly into your
After
from Christopher Cross, No Time for Talk. Unfortunately, I'm going to. Been driving around southwest London. There's an anti-vivisection march and meeting today around the Clapham Common area, and the walk goes from Clapham Common to Woodmanston Road in Carshalton. Roads affected: Clapham Common, South Side, Balham Hill, Balham High Road, Upper Tooting Road, Mitcham Road, London Road, Upper Green, Common Side East, Three Kings East, that is, Carshalton Road, London Road, Manor Road North, Manor Road, Woodcote Road, Stanley Park Road in Carshalton, and Woodmanstone Road. Also Oaks Park. If you're around any of those areas in southwest London, look out for the march. It's going to slow you down quite a little bit, I suspect. Let's say hello to Mrs. Connor from Alison in Merton. I hope you win the pools. No, the bingo is the message there, not the pools. I think that's just wishful thinking on my part. And also hello to the Epsom mods from Stephen in Epsom. Hello there. Alrighty, have another record from us. It's a new one from Elton John.
Don't wish it away, don't look at it like it's forever. Between you and me, I could honestly say that things can only get better. And while I'm away, dust down the demons inside, and it won't be long before you and me run the place that our hearts will hide. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hands, the time spent with you, laughing like children, living like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Just here in the space, picture my face in your hands. Live for each second without hesitation, and never forget I'm your man. Wait on me, girl, cry in the night if it helps. Mama, I simply love you more than I love
that's the title from Elton John. I guess that's why they call it The Blues. Elton John doing it there. A few gems of interest. Haircut 100 have signed to Polydor Records this week, minus Nick Hayward, who continues his solo career with Arista Records. Haircut starts work on a new album and single, and that's due out for release in June. Dire Straits and Duran Duran head this year's BPI-sponsored Prince Trust Rock Gala concert at the Dominion Theatre on July the 20th in the presence of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Tickets are available from today if you'd like to go through Keith Prowse Ticket Agency at 24 Store Street, London WC1. That's the Keith Prowse Ticket Agency, 24 Store Street, London WC1. And after months of touring the US, the Flock of Seagulls have taken off around the UK, and the tour coincides with the release of this new single and a new album. The single, Nightmares.
You keep stopping when you could be walking, looking at the pictures on the
that won the best new act of the year in the NME Readers Poll this year. It was announced, a couple of weeks ago now. That was the Smiths and their current single, and that was called What Difference Does It Make? Going back to this NME poll once again, excuse me, looking at the radio programme poll, it's quite interesting reading actually. Well, it doesn't really until you get down to position number 8, because behind Mrs. Peel, Jensen, Wright, Reed, Nightingale and Crowley and Powell, Radio Caroline came in at position number 8 in the radio programme section of the NME Readers Poll, which I think is quite good, really, considering they've only been on the air since last August. I think it's a very good achievement. That proves that lots of people are really listening, except on Sunday afternoons, of course. We go back to 1981. Here are the Undertones, and it's going to happen. Maybe next year we'll be in there.
happens all the time. It's gonna happen, till you change your mind. It's gonna happen, happens all the time. It's gonna happen, till you change your mind. Story I've never heard. Superman, that Mr. X, and the young girl, see how
The Undertones, a track from the All Wrapped Up compilation album of their singles from 1981. That particular track was called It's Going to Happen. Right, before I forget, I've got to play a record for somebody. I'm not sure if it's apt or not. I'm going to play one especially for Kathy now. This is called Rolling and Tumbling. Oh, the thought that goes into this. This is Dr. Feelgood from the Malpractice album. Oh, give me those leg warmers. Rock of South London on a Sunday afternoon. This is South East Sound on 242 metres, 1242 kilohertz on the medium wave band with music from the Rolling Stones. From the album Undercover, that was called It Must Be Hell. If you'd like to drop us a line here at the station, it's quite easy. The mailing address is as follows. It's 58 Aldersbrook Road, London E12 5DY. Okay, all correspondence to that address, please. 58 Aldersbrook Road, London E12 5DY. That's the address for everything. If you want to get hold of a copy of one of our annual reports, which is current up to the middle of December. It runs from October 1982 to December 1983. Annual reports from South East Sound, Southern Radio As Was, and Radio Cristal International. Just send us a large self-addressed stamped envelope, okay, to the same address, and we'll send you one as soon as we possibly can. I'm Benny James, and I'm here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. At 4 o'clock through till 5 and close down, it's Peter James. It's Sunday the 12th of February today. It's Ray Manzarek's birthday. Celebration. Here's the Doors, Light My Fire.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on. Time you wallow in the mire. China, we can only lose, and our love become a
Player Supreme, Ray Manzarek of The Doors, his birthday today. I'm not quite sure how old he really is. Fast approaching 50, I believe. Yes. 11 minutes away from 4 o'clock on this Sunday afternoon from South East Sound. Benny James with you until 4 o'clock. Wasn't a bad week for birthdays. Last Wednesday, the 8th of February, was Andy Powell's birthday of Wishbone Ash. To celebrate that, this is called Blowing Free. Another favourite. don't hear of too much of these days on the radio. Wishbone Ash, in celebration from Andy Powell's birthday, which was last Wednesday. That was a track from them called Blowin' Free. Approaching 4 o'clock. It's coming up to 5 minutes away from 4 o'clock now, running out of time for my particular programme anyway. In celebration of another birthday last week, Alan Lancaster of Status Quo. It was his birthday last Tuesday, I believe. We're going to go back to 1974 now. From Quo, Break the Rules. Think it's nearly 10 years old, that record now. Status Quo from 1974, and a song called Break the Rules. Okay, time to press the button and make way for Peter James at the top of the hour. Many thanks for your company over the past 60 minutes. I'm Benny James, and I'll be back again next Sunday afternoon here on South East Sound at 3 o'clock. For another hour of your favourite music. If you'd like to drop me a line, it's quite simple. It's 58 Aldersbrook Road, London E12 5DY, okay? 58 Aldersbrook Road, London E12 5DY. Love to hear from you. So till next week at 3, this is Ben James wishing you a very good afternoon. Have yourselves a very pleasant week. Look after yourselves now. Bye for now.
Thanks a lot, Benny, for the last hour. You're now listening to Pete James. Well, you're listening to South East Sound, of course, 1242 kilohertz, 242 meters on the medium wave. I played this at the end of last week's show, and a number of people have come to me and said, why don't you play the whole thing? So here we are, Wishbone Ash and Outward Bound.